Okay, so we have our layout box, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the letter L. Okay, the reason why I'm going to make the letter L is because when we make the letter L, if you can make the letter L, you can then make the steep slope, you can the scroll block, and also the split step, which is just a letter L on its side with a slope on it. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, and 4 are all a lot alike. Also, when we start the letter L, we're going to measure up 1 inch, which is exactly how you start the dice. You measure up 1 inch, and the moving van, you measure up 1 inch. Okay, so a lot of the techniques I'm going to show you in just this particular one can be used in a second one, third one, fourth one, fifth one, and a sixth one. Okay, so almost half of the images that you see here are either going to be represented in just the letter L, or they start kind of the same way. Okay, so let's begin. So I already have my layout box. Remember that every single image must start with a layout box. We can't do anything without the layout box. And then I'm going to take my ruler and I'm going to measure up 1 inch. Okay. So remember, we're measuring from this point of origin down here. It doesn't matter how you measure this. If you measure it from, 5 to 4, if the ruler's like this, as long as you get about that 1 inch mark, you should be good. Okay. So if I right here, measure that right about there is 1 inch. Then what I'm going to create is I measured up 1 inch, so I just created this area right kind of like in there, right? Now I'm going to bring these lines down to where the original layout box is. All right. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up this page here to show you on like a larger scale. All right. So get this one open a little bit here. Okay. So you see I just measured back 1 inch, and now I'm going to bring these lines down. Okay, base of the triangle is always on the baseline. In this case, the baseline is a block of wood. If you don't have a block of wood and just have the straight line because you're doing this at the high school level, right? Same way, okay? The block of wood is just used as a baseline. It does not change. Now what I'm doing is I'm just going to erase the parts that I don't need. Okay? Quite simple. All right. Now what you're going to see is if I look here, I've got kind of like these lines drawn here, right? So what I want to do now is I want to bring these lines back up, and you notice they stop at where the original layout box is. Okay, that's what these dashes all mean. These are all original layout box dashes. So base of my triangle is always on my baseline. Start down here, bring this line back up. Base of the triangle always on the baseline. Okay, there's that. All right. So now what I've created is I've just created like part of the inside here. All right. Now the rest of this doesn't need to be here, so we can just get rid of that. But now we have to kind of create like this inside piece here. Okay. Base of the triangle is always on the baseline. All right. Always up against that piece of wood. And now when we look, we've just created the letter L. Okay. Make sure your name is at the top. Okay. Always put your name up here. Your class color or your period, whatever I tell you to put up there. And then what this is. This is the letter L. Okay. Always have this information at the top so we know who it belongs to, what class you're in, what period you're in, whether it be middle school, high school. If I gave you a class color or a section number, make sure that goes on there. Also, be sure to write down what this is. In this case, it's the letter L. All right. And that's it.